One of the ways that cyber criminals steal your Azure Microsoft 365 accounts or take over and compromise your Entra ID identities is with a technique called device code phishing. And this technique takes advantage of a genuine, legitimate sign-in process, device code authentication. You can think of it like you're trying to sign into Netflix on your TV. All you have is your remote, so they give you some random string of letters and numbers, a code, to authenticate that device. And for some reason, Microsoft has support for this, not that you'd ever log into Outlook or Teams or SharePoint on your TV, but it allows a full sign-in and it is extremely over-permissive. And we've covered the device code phish plenty of times on this channel. The most sinister part is that it basically bypasses, air quotes, bypasses two-factor authentication because it ends up going through the real genuine authentication process to official Microsoft. So very recently, just a few weeks ago at my day job, I work at Huntress by the way, if you weren't already aware, we saw a surge in Microsoft 365 phishing attempts and what looked like a huge device code phishing campaign that's fast and unique to every single potential target or victim because hackers, threat actors, cyber criminals are leveraging AI. Here's the skinny, over 340 different organizations across the globe, getting started at the end of February, and in March it exploded, impacting all different kinds of organizations, law firms, construction companies, schools, and there has been no identical phishing lures or initial domains. Each lure is personalized to the victim while avoiding exact replication. Let me show you one of these live phishing pages that is still online. You can see, a fake DocuSign setup. Please verify your identity with Microsoft, and they give you a verification code. You would click copy and then sign into Microsoft here with the genuine pop-up for actual Microsoft Online login. Going through the steps here is literally giving hackers your account. Now, I wanted to show you some behind the scenes because we're getting a little inundated from signals and events and alerts from this device code offlow from Railway. Now, Railway is again, legitimate, genuine, like actual third-party solution that has good intents, just being used and abused, but it is a platform as a service. So what that means is that you could leverage AI and spin up a Docker container, a GitHub repository, put it on AWS infrastructure, Cloudflare, whatever you want. You just prompt it into existence. It's vibe coding infrastructure. So threat actors and cyber criminals say, hey, this is pretty easy. They can just seamlessly spin up whatever they want, and in this case, being used and abused, leveraged to host infrastructure for this device code phishing campaign. And let me be clear, I'm not saying this is phishing or malicious intent from Railway, the platform itself, but the platforms that it serves and hosts via Railway's infrastructure. To give you a better visualization, shout out and credit to another teammate, Casey, and of course Tanner from just previously. Casey put together a little video demo to see Railway in action. So I'm speeding through it a little bit, but you can see on the right-hand side, the prompt is to create a reverse proxy so that way we could capture all connections, all requests, all messages sent back and forth in the traffic. You back this to a GitHub repository, you hook it up with networking and DNS, and just like that, you have a ready-made working phishing lure. Casey plays pretend victim, goes through the login process, enters his password, goes through multi-factor authentication, and then thinks he's authenticated, naturally logged into Azure, but all of that traffic has now been captured, and the hackers have stolen the secrets to fully steal and compromise that account. So cyber criminals take advantage of this AI-powered platform as a service to basically do phishing as a service. These superpowers effectively give adversaries a cloud-hosted token harvesting engine that is clean to Microsoft's risk scoring, and they are seizing that opportunity. I'm not going to drag you down through the entire blog post. There will be a link in the video description if you're interested on this, a little bit more insight on what device code phishing is, a little bit more insight into Railway, but realistically the infrastructure that it uses and how it is being used and abused to perform these attacks. Some neato things to draw your attention to though is that it's leveraging a lot of different redirect services. Again, legitimate, trusted vendor domains, Cisco secure email, Trend Micro URL protection, MIME Mimecast. And they use these to bounce the victim, so email security filtering is not going to get in the way. Whether it's Cloudflare worker pages or compromised domains or any of these sort of amalgamations, pick and choose however many puzzle pieces you want, 2 hops, 3 hops, or 4 hops, you eventually land on the lure site. And I want to show you a couple of these lures because they're across different industries or sectors and using the appropriate, little dangle carrots that make sense for that work. Whether it's construction bids or DocuSign, sending documents, business partnership agreements, fake voicemails, password expiration, and they have a good many of these. All completely faked to look like an application that you're expecting, but totally a lie. The final ending site is undeniably a Cloudflare workers.dev instance, and they all seem to have a certain sort of schema, some sort of standard convention for how these lures are hosted, and we'll see a good many of them. I want to show you a couple more of those lure pages that we saw, but if I may, one of the coolest things about this saga and story is that we got to collaborate with my friends over at Flare. Flare helped us attribute the railway attack to Evil Tokens, a phishing as a service platform that has been chirping in Telegram. If you aren't familiar, Flare is an awesome data source and a threat exposure management platform and solution. So any of your exposed info, like credentials or cookies or sessions, things that could tie back to your data or your account or your identities, they're tracking it across the dark web, the ClearNet, Telegram, shady ransomware leak sites, marketplaces, forums, all the illicit and illegal spots where that data is just shared. Across InfoStealer malware logs, they're tracking over like 2 billion credentials, and of course they have this hooked up and integrated with your Entra ID environment, so if there is any spill, leakage, or account that's at risk and in danger, about to be compromised, they can lock it down and prevent that. But the real secret sauce is their data. Because Flare has this unparalleled insight into the ecosystem, dark web, and cybercrime, I can go take a look at their events page, and while I will automatically be in my current tenant feed for different identifiers that I set up for my own organization or you to protect your own, I could just straight up search, like Google search, hey, anything related to Evil Tokens, and whether it's from different data sources like anything on the dark web or on the open internet, or I could toggle for a date range or any sort of severity, but here we go. I already see Evil Tokens chatting on Telegram. And they'll give you the dark web onion link if it's something on Tor, or the Telegram channel, and of course we could explore the content, even AI assists, any of the operations and things they see here. I want to scroll through the Evil Tokens Telegram channel just to see what they're chatting about, but before I do, I did want to show you the collections page on Flare's platform, because goodness gracious, they have so much insight. Wild to see all of the billion events and more that they're tracking for InfoStealer malware logs, Telegram chat signals, forums, marketplaces, and if you wanted to drill down into even named data breaches or other Telegram channels that they are aware of, there's just an insane amount of stuff here, and it gives you legitimate, genuine cyber threat intelligence for what is targeting your industry and sector. Big shout out to Flare. You know I'm a huge fanboy. Incredible people, incredible work, incredible research, and just awesome stuff. Hope you take a look at them. Link below in the video description. Thanks again to Flare for sponsoring this video and helping us out in the railway case. So for funsies, let's take a look at the Evil Tokens Telegram. Starting way back when, they are introducing Evil Tokens B2B business-to-business sender version 0.1. And I think, look, honestly, this is a testament to how cybercrime has become so commoditized, how it is literally an industry, it is genuinely an ecosystem, and it is a product. They are buying and selling this capability to perform this illegal access. They have the bot itself, which is the actual store, so to speak, to be able to buy and get specific tooling, Evil Tokens Device Capture Marketplace. And if you wanted to, you just click along through this to perform each of these things. Let me check the Office 365 capture link. You can see they're talking a whole back-end management panel, secure session architecture, inbox management so that you have a dashboard. And here it is, bypassing Microsoft security controls, capturing tokens without credentials, however they go about whatever of these offerings. But their support chat is totally AI oriented. I want to scroll through and find, they're talking about, their community feedback. We always appreciate hearing from members of the community who are actively using the tools and sharing their experience. Goodness gracious. You can see some pictures of their back end, and here are their discussing open redirects capability. Oh, even ICS phishing with like calendar invites. Man. But look at it. They're just selling the product. Built for serious users. Limited stock. Buy now. They have a freaking referral program. Look at some of the pictures they're showing of how you can use their like builders to build and deploy Adobe Acrobat, DocuSign, voicemail, one-click deployment to Cloudflare workers. Yup. They got testimonials, and I'm still scrolling through February right now. Look at this. Capture link, support all Microsoft email, Mimecast, Cisco security. Exactly what we were alluding to here. All right, I'm getting into March, and they do discuss a bit of their monthly subscription. And I wanted to highlight that because I think it'll be a little important Easter egg. And remember, March is the timeline where we're seeing this thing explode. And there they go. Look, they say it. Hey, we're using AI. Sharing some screenshots of the exact functionality that we have seen. Like you saw exactly this interface. And here we go down below. AI upgrade, smarter tools. They have a 15-minute video. Jeez, I'm just clicking through to see a bit of the interface here. Cloudflare workers. Goodness, look at all the keyword suggestions that they've got there. And the settings let them build it into Telegram. Add two-factor authentication. It's a whole app. And look at this. They get to customize their little template here. Exactly what we saw. They go take a look at it displayed. And yeah, it's the exact same. Literally all the different sort of, displays for it. Goodness gracious, that's wild. Log into Microsoft, take over your account. There they go. I'm gonna have to redact a lot of this because I don't know if it is a true victim or not, but look at it. They're opening up the little extension here that they've got to do a actual AI scan of their email, of all the communications the victim might have had. Look at it, it's so vibe coded. So without a doubt, absolutely. Look, threat actors, cyber criminals, they are on the move with AI, especially for, I think what a lot of us maybe had in mind as a sci-fi doomsday where you have genuinely unique, however many permutations, absolutely distinct, totally personalized lures and lies for every single potential victim. Kind of crazy. So we did go ahead and report all of domains that we were tracking, but there are still some that are still live and haven't been taken down quite yet. So for our last hurrah, I thought we could go through a couple of them that I have here. I am going to have to redact because I believe it looks like it has a component or part and piece of a potential victim name in the URL. So let's take a look at the very first one, and this is what I was alluding to. Kind of wild, kind of funny. You can see, look, the subscription expired. Whoever was using this for their mass phishing campaign with evil tokens has their subscription to evil tokens expired. So all the bells and whistles are not going to function. They haven't paid the bills. Totally phishing as a service. This one we get hit with the old Google Chrome dangerous site here. We can visit along anyway, and that's exactly that. Another expired. A lot of these that we're seeing are DocuSign, but okay, yeah, this is exactly another that is live still. Ooh, this one was a Cloudflare worker page that I assume was taken down. Here was the Adobe Acrobat that we saw. Not a huge variation in the templating here. This one was a meeting invite, but I thought the subscription expired was just really funny and I wanted to show you. One other peculiar thing, though, the timeline of us, hey, spreading the word, sharing, releasing the articles, and getting the word out about this thing, it's hitting the news, right? Hey, the Hacker News is publishing about it. They cover this device code phishing story on March 15th, tracking our work, and the Evil Tokens Telegram channel forwards it and has a couple heart emoji reactions. So it's pretty clear, right? It's confirmed that is Evil Tokens. And again, big thanks to Flare for helping us out here. That was really cool to just genuinely get, hey, some industry collaboration and partnership here. And we're all doing really good stuff the best we can. They'd help provide a lot of the insight, and I wanted to help share that story because it is a wild one in my mind. Link below in the video description for all the things, especially if this is probably pretty pertinent to you. We could see even more insight from other abused domains, some of the user agents that you might be able to key off of, more data and statistics on the specific sectors, what they're targeting, what they're using, leveraging here. And if you need some other mitigation advice for your own response, for your own remediation, there are some more insights and the indicators of compromise, detection rules, everything that you'd like and need all down below. And that's today's world, right? AI powered for better or for worse, for good and evil, and cyber criminals, threat actors, they are taken advantage of. They are first movers, and solutions like that we want to innovate and create even for ourselves to do good things are still going to be used and abused by bad actors. Both on the endpoint, both in identity, both for your data, your exposed attack surface. So that's the gist, that's the wrap up. And thanks to Huntress for not firing me yet, and thanks to Flare for sponsoring this video and their continued support of the channel. Thank you. Please do all those YouTube algorithm things, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.